Hey everybody, so I am going to show you a hack today with our detail brush with a little color correcting on these red areas that are on my face. So blemishes, redness, aspen is going to be a great color corrector. So I'm just going to put that on those spots, and as you can see, it magically goes away. And we're going to do that on some of the red areas around my nose as well. Again, this is aspen. There are other colors that can help, like walnut or mango, depending on what color you are trying to correct. For redness, aspen is really great. And you will also see that we're probably going to do this again after, just depending on how we brush in our hack. So, next up is our contour. So we are going to apply that to the forehead, going side to side. And we're doing that right up near our hairline. And again, just kind of depending on how dark you'd like it. And then we are going to go right under our cheekbones. And basically what we're doing with our contour is creating a shadow to where it's going to thin our face out. We're also going to go under the chin to create a more structured jawline. And I'm going to go all the way around because, as you can see, I'm very round and I have a little bit of a chubby face. So next up, I'm going to go right under my bottom lip. And that is going to kind of create a fuller looking lip with that little bit. And then for me, I have such chubby cheeks. I kind of like to just go a little bit and kind of like right under my cheek, like apples of my cheek. And I feel that gives me a little bit of a more defined cheek. Now is time for nose contour. So my nose is pretty wide. So I'm still learning how to do this, but the closer you get your contour, which I like to use the side of my detail brush and just kind of press and go, swipe down. The closer you get these lines together, the smaller you can make your nose look. Now, like I said, still perfecting this, but it's still fun to try every time. And as I get better, I'm sure I'll be sharing more tricks and tips. So I also do besides my nostrils, because like I said, with contour, you're creating shadows. So you just kind of want to create these shadows to make things look smaller. Yes, and as you can see, it works pretty well. So next we're going to go into our brightening color. My brightening color is white peach. And we are going to do kind of like a little heart shape right in our T-zone area. And then we're going to go down the middle of my nose to kind of brighten right in between those contour lines. Under the nose a little bit, as well as on the chin area. Then we are going to do our eyes. So right in the corners, basically, we are going to do sweeping up because we want to give that really lifted look. And then we're going to sweep in the corners. And then if you feel, you can brighten on the sides of your nose to kind of really make that contour pop. And then you can also do under your eyes a bit more if you need to. I'm adding a little more contour to my nose because I feel like I got my brightener line just a little too thick. And I really, really want to reduce the look of my nose. Next up is my mane color. So with the mane, we are going to basically fill in all the other spots that we do not have a color yet. So this is basically a paint by numbers. We're going to just kind of fill in. I do swipe. I mean, you could also just dab it on. It's really totally up to you. Whatever your preference. I like the detail brush because it gives you some decent like coverage, but it's not too thick and heavy, because as you can see, I have some really rosy cheeks. Now, I like to keep a little bit of that rosiness, so that is why I don't like color correct that. But then I just kind of fill in where I need to. And we are going to be blending soon. Ah, yes, the eyelids. So that is a great spot to use your brightening color as well. And that kind of gives you a nice primer for your eyeshadow when we put that on, which will be in a different video. But yes, great primer for that. Now it's time to blend. And whatever technique you like to use, just go for it. So generally we want to blend all the lighter areas first and save contour for last. Now, I will say I generally will do my neckline just so I don't forget and I don't walk around looking like I have a beard. So I like to do that area kind of first just so I don't forget. And then around your eye area, just make sure you are careful because the skin under the eyes is one of the thinnest skins. So I kind of do a little bit of a couple different variations on how I blend under my eyes. I do the stipple and kind of swipe, but I make sure that it's lightly. And then as you can see, I just kind of blend all over everywhere else. And it really is however you feel comfortable blending. And then again, with that eye, I'm going to just kind of sweep and stipple and always pulling upward because gravity is already pulling everything down. So when you are doing those items, except for on the neck, obviously, you want to do sweeping up motions. Now for the nose, this one is a little tricky because when you over blend a contour, it kind of just starts to blend in. So using the detail brush, you can certainly just kind of lightly do your blending. Others like to use a blender brush, the perfector sponge, any of those work as well. And some people feel like there's more control over it. So then with the contour up near your forehead, you want to push it up into your hairline because your contour color is generally one of the closest colors to your actual hair color. So it's going to kind of blend in just perfectly. Then I like to blend a lot, and I always will feel my face after too. Now, I'm going to do a little bit more mane just to kind of lighten up my redness. And I use the color June, and I feel that actually does really well. Now, as you can see, that blemish decided it wanted to come back. So I'm going to put a little aspen on after I've done my HAC. And that way, I can kind of just lightly take care of that. Like I'm just going to stipple over it. So you can do either or, and that works just fine. Some really like to do it before and others just after, which is great. Either way, whatever you're comfortable with and covers up that blemish that you're looking to cover. All right, and that is kind of it. I noticed in this video, I totally forgot to blend my contour. So usually you're just going to flick up